I can just see the disappointment in your eyes. You're like,
his past reflection of himself, being himself, is looking at his future self, who's currently looking at the past.
on paper, this band should not work. Like, if you describe them to somebody, it doesn't make any sense.
Clap thing. You ready to clap?
I can click.
You'll go 1, 2, 3, clap. Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. It was like a second after me, but you can see how it goes.
Okay, let's try it again then.
But by the time it got back to me, okay, 1, 2, 3. Did you do it at the same time I did?
Yes, I was watching you.
It was like a second after me.
What? We're going to try one more time.
No. By the time it comes back,
I feel like that was pretty bang on.
No, that's fine. That's fine. If it's bang on your side, then it's all right. We'll see how it goes in the final recording.
I don't know how you can criticize my clap.
No,
That's really
sloppy claps, Carl.
I watched you close your hands and I joined.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, every time Stevie sees a crab or a crocodile in the book, she just goes snap, 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 snap with the fingers. It's like talking hands. All right, so part 2. I feel like I've been waiting months to do this part 2 after getting part 1 out. I was like, man, I'm so keen to get the rest of it done.
So we're picking it up at Center Mass.
Yeah. It's
my favorite song on the album.
Yeah?
Yeah. I love this track.
Before we get started,
Yes.
we are the Buds Podcast, or you are listening to the Buds Podcast. We are almost rock stars who have now become nearly and barely podcasters with 1 episode in the bank. My name is Michael.
And I'm Kyle.
And we are talking about the second half of Breach. So if you weren't with us last week, go back and give it a listen. It is hodgepodge as heck, but we loved it. And yeah, we chatted through the first 8 tracks of the album Breach, which came out this year from 21 Pilots. And yeah, some pretty banging tracks, some really cool stuff.
Yeah, I took a deep dive on the first half of the album. So deep, in fact, that it required an hour and a half of us chatting nonsense and going down the rabbit holes. And we're back now for the second half, picking it up at Center Mass. So, What are your first takes on this one?
For this second half of the album, I really struggled to actually figure out what these songs were about. It all sounded cool, it all sounded very poetic, but then I was listening to the lyrics, actually trying to figure out like the story of what he's trying to tell in the song. And I was like, what on earth is going on? And I know from what song? At the Risk of Feeling Dumb from Clancy. Mm-hmm. Great track. One of my favorite 21 Pilots songs. So cool.
Yeah.
That song, it sounds cool, but you're kind of always questioning like what's he saying? But I haven't got the lyrics in front of me, but he's talking about like at the risk of feeling dumb, check in with your friends, and like your friends are really struggling and stuff, and then the chorus is like at the risk of feeling dumb. So it's like it's almost writing the song in 2 voices. Like the one voice is telling the story, and then the other voice is like, don't chicken out in checking on your friends. You know? And I found like with this second half of the album, like maybe it's in the first half as well, but specifically with the second half, figuring out who's singing and who's telling the story, and is he responding to the story or is he telling the story?
Right.
Sorry, this is a really roundabout way to Center Mass.
No,
basically, I don't know.
I think it's good, and I think the so to tie in what you were saying about At the Risk of Feeling Dumb, I think, so At the Risk of Feeling Dumb is just, I think it's that classic thing of, you know, you can see your friend struggling, or someone in your life, family or whatever, is struggling with something, and you maybe check in, or you go, hey, like, if you need to talk, I'm here. And that person turns around and goes, no, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. And then you feel like stupid or dumb for going like, oh no, but I'm convinced something's going on here. And I think exactly what you said is what Tyler is saying in the song is, at the risk of feeling dumb, check in with those people. So yeah, okay, cool. So what, you might feel dumb for a second, but it's worth the check-in. It's worth following up. And I think it plays back to all his references back to like suicidal thoughts and suicidal tendencies and depression and anxiety. And he deals with that topic a lot. And I think, well, we know 21 Pilots is really well known for bringing that to the forefront and bringing that to, you know, Neon Gravestones. It's all about that. It's all about like suicide and
losing people, mental health, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And like bringing that to the forefront to talk about it and not make it a sort of taboo subject, you know? And I think this, coming back to Saint Mass, I think it's something similar in that he's maybe not quite as far as suicide, but it's talking definitely about like vulnerability and being, like he says here in that verse 1, a little softer than I used to be, used to mouth off often with artillery. Now it is cough drops in a soft spot in a middle seat. You know, so I think he's talking about, you know, maybe when he was younger, before he had kids and all that kind of stuff, you know, he's like coming hard with lyrics, and he's, you know, maybe taking aim at people and doing all that kind of stuff, and, you know, fighting for his place in the music industry. And now he's kind of more reflective, I guess, having kids. He's maybe gotten a bit softer. He's more reflective of life, thinking about life as a whole. Anyway, that's my long-winded way of going around to actually
that's really good.
The meaning.
Yeah, because I wrote down a few bullet points of things that were running through my mind as I was listening to it, and there's like a lot of reference, like pulling up his sleeves. What is that? Is that in the chorus? Yeah, I pull on my shirt sleeves to cover half my hands. Half my hands. So he's like riding on a bus or a train or a plane, but he's like trying to make himself like more diminutive and like not draw attention to himself.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if that was like dealing with anxiety in public. The bridge makes it seem as though he's reflecting on a lost friend from years back or something. There's like a strong reference to, like is that the bridge? No, the verse. Sorry. Which verse is that? Oh, no, it is the bridge. Your first mate in the 5th grade, try to persuade, try it once. He was shown in the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite an enigma of a song. Like it's almost like he's saying loads of things that he's feeling without really getting down to the nitty gritty, and like it's less on the nose, which I really enjoy. Where like not to hammer down. So I got a little bit of feedback from our last episode.
Yes,
from a family member about comments that were made about a certain female pop star.
Yes.
And what I find about her songwriting is like there's no mystery. It's just, I'm riding on a bus, I'm feeling anxious in public, but don't come to me because I don't want to talk to you. Like that's the style of songwriting. It's like on the nose, you know exactly what's going on.
Exactly.
And like it feels less, in my opinion, it feels less artistic and less expressive and relatable. But this is like because I don't know what it's about, I feel like you could read any context onto this in some way or another. Like he's like really famous and he's trying to get through life while being famous, or he's like a small kid on a school bus and he's dealing with anxiety in school, you know, and he's just trying to get through school without being bullied or something. And like they call it Santa Mass, the part they aim for. and like all your vital organs is your center mass, and like trying to protect the things that are vital to you, that keep you alive and sustain you.
That's a good point as well. Yeah.
So
I think it's also just shrinking in like when you get scared and you have all that fear, you just want to shrink away from things. So you just want to cover yourself, get low, get into that like almost fetal position and just like hide, you know. I think that's what I take from that breakdown. But then what I love is how the song it's sort of chaotic a bit, like in terms of his lyrical content, like he's going back and forth. And then I love the instrumentation and the production. I think that's really well done as well, because it starts off sort of like soft and kind of, there's a bit of urgency there with the drums, and it's moving. But then
it's like a sick breakbeat. Sorry.
But then by the end, that last breakdown, it's just, he's almost like he's dealt with everything at the top, like, you know, up to that. What is it? That second chorus, he kind of like deals with all those things, and he's going back and forth, and he's playing all these things out in his mind, and he's dealing like how he deals with the fear and how he tries to protect himself and blah 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 blah. And then that breakdown is just, everything just comes out, and it's just that like double time, and it's just like he goes for it, and all the stuff he's shouting in that breakdown is so good. Like that line, my tattoos only hurt when meaning fades. I think my skin got worse with good intentions. I don't want to say what happened. I just want to let it go. Nothing was the same right after I went to the funeral. I miss you so much. Take what you want. I was like, flip, man, those are some heavy lyrics. There's some crazy stuff going on there.
That's the line where it seemed like he was reflecting on an old lost friend or something. Just that bridge, thinking about it now, it makes me think of Foo Fighters' Monkey Wrench. And in that bridge, it's like one humongous breath.
Yes.
He just lays out like 16 bars. It's like bah, 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 bah.
I know. It's so
remember
good.
what he says. Actually, I want to get the lyrics because they're just so cool. I had a
one last thing before I quit. I
never wanted any more than
I remember
I
that
could take into.
So good.
It's crazy.
Now
I had a mate in school, actually a mate in college that we both knew, bassist for a metal band. Another bassist anecdote, but not the same bassist.
I know the guy you're talking about.
Yeah. He was at school with me.
Yes.
He went through a breakup, and there was a period where that Monkey Wrench bridge was like, it perfectly articulated how he was feeling about that breakup. And I just thought it was beautiful. That's like just great songwriting, just like writing something that all of a sudden it just...
Shout out to that bassist, sorry, because he's followed us on all the socials.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's getting involved.
Hey.
So
JP Monroe, name and shame.
Okay, we've dropped him. We've dropped the name. All right.
Yeah.
What up, JP?
Dropped the name. What up, JP? Calling you out, bro.
Cool.
Yeah. So
I think that's it for me on Center Mass, but definitely my favorite track on the album for sure.
Yeah. I said we've spoken about the drums and all that, but I just thought like it gives like a really cool hip hop feel. Like you could easily picture those drums in like a hip hop track.
Big time.
Like sick rapping in the foreground and things.
But again, what we spoke about last week on the last episode was how there's like all these little sort of look backs at like the old album or old albums, right? There's like all these little Easter eggs going back to old albums. And this is one of them for me. Like this goes straight back to Levitate on Trench.
Yeah.
It's got that same sort of vibe. Like it's got a bit of like instrumentation, but not like a super solid like melody line where like Levitate was just like drums and vocal. Like, oh dude, I love that song so much.
It was like borderline just like a whole rap track. It was
so good. So yeah, this one just gave me that sort of Levitate sort of feel. But yeah, man, great one.
Yeah. Oh, that's also another song, Levitate, where the lyrics, I've spent ages like, oh, what's it? Can't, like he's talking about like going up, down, up, left, right, and down or something. And then, oh man, this, yeah. I'm not prepared to talk about that song. This is making for some 5-star podcasting right here.
You can, you can just try and remember it off the top of your head.
Yeah. I struggle to remember the songs when like if I've got too much music that I've listened to in that particular day, if you ask me to recite this particular song, I'm just like, there's so many melodies and things. I feel like I'm bigging myself up as some like musical genius. I'm just, I just don't remember very well.
You've just overloaded yourself with music all day long.
I'm just overloaded, unprepared.
Oh my gosh. I know what that feels like, man. Like there's days when I'm finished. So for all the listeners that don't know, I'm a music teacher, so I teach drums. And there's some days where like I'm done with lessons and I just sit in silence in the car on the way home. Like I've just had too much music all day, like too much K-pop Demon Hunters and whatever else, whatever else the kids are bringing to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I get what you mean, man. Okay, should we hop along over to Cottonwood?
Yeah, Cottonwood. How do you feel about this song?
My first immediate takeaway was just beautiful. My first instinctive reaction was just beautiful. I love the piano. I love all of it. And then when I did some research into it, it kind of hit me right in the feels even more because this one's about his grandpa passing away. And so when I reread the lyrics again and stuff, it really hit me. It's really, really beautiful. And I just love the whole what's the word, like the whole way it's put together. I can't think of the word now. The construction of it, like just
Arrangement.
The arrangement. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
On the tip of my it was on the tip of my tongue, and I was like trying to get the word. The arrangement was just beautiful. I love the space. I just love that piano so much, and his vocals really beautiful as well. Nothing too heavy.
And I love the chorus. Kind of, it like just fractionally picks up without changing the feel of the song entirely. And then there's like the bass and the piano play like a unison, sort of like a bass line, and it just creates this like warmth around the vocals. It feels like a big, warm, comfy cushion of like harmony in the music without, there's like no crazy like big cymbals or huge rise in the chorus. It just, everything just kind of comes a little bit closer to carry the energy of the chorus without lifting it too much.
Yeah, that's well described, actually. A big, comfy cushion.
Yeah.
Exactly what it was.
Yeah, I said the song, much like what I said about, what song was it? Was it Garbage? Was it Garbage? I think it was Garbage. I can't remember. But last week I mentioned, when songs just feel good from the get-go. And it's just like nothing. Like it isn't a song that pulls you out of your comfort zone, but you can arrive how you are, how you feel, and listen to the song, and it like eases you and just like makes you, it like pulls you into the song rather than like jarring you out of your mood or lifting you up too much or anything. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. Talking about emotions here, people.
But I think it also is that sort of that familiarity as well, like that I guess he would have had with his grandfather, and apparently they were very close. And so a cottonwood tree was one of his favorite trees apparently. And so
I was wondering what that reference was.
Yeah.
Because I figured there was something about cottonwood, and then the second line of verse 1 is someone chopped you down. So I don't know if, and like thought you'd just fall in the woods. I don't know if there was some sort of like parallel with that. But that's like a really sweet sentiment.
My only other sort of connection to Cottonwood Tree was that Keith Urban song that Matt used to play on ships all the time.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Something about sitting under the Cottonwood Tree. It was like some country track. It was a great song, actually. I really liked it, but that was like my first.
Keith Urban's fantastic, yeah.
Oh, dude, I love that John Mayer Keith Urban thing.
Oh, that was a great collab,
bro. That
live
Crossroads
live show thing.
That evening, whatever they did, that guitar evening thing where they're just both jamming each other's tracks. Stupid good. So anyway, that was my only other reference to a Cottonwood Tree. But
very different feel to the song.
Yeah.
What was the song in? Was it Trench when he says, "I've just finished this last verse, but you're not going to hear it," or something?
Oh,
it's almost like he was writing this song as his grandfather passed away.
Yeah, like the song wouldn't have come back in time from mastering and stuff for his grandpa to hear.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. That's near the end. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, same. Trench.
So
the recording, I think it accidentally like paused or something.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have to cut it. Let's do another quick clap and then carry on. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Your face. I can just see the disappointment in your eyes. You're like, You know what's really funny is I used to listen to this drumming podcast where these two drummers. It was hilarious. It was such a great podcast. But anyway, and these two guys, they would do this every time. They would like, the podcast would start and then they'd be like, okay, should we do the clap? And they would always include it. And it was so funny. And like they would both think they were right. They were like, "Oh, dude, you were so off on that one." And I used to think, it can't be that hard, guys. Come on. Like you both drove it. And now I'm sitting here going like, oh, wait, actually.
Well, you count and I'll follow you. And then you'll see what it's like.
1, 2, 3.
You see?
Dude, you were so late. You were so late on that one. This could just be a podcast of us just clapping.
Just a clapping podcast. We go back to 1920s blues.
Oh, what's that? You know what I found?
Where we just sing and clap hands. I mean, that's some fantastic tracks with that. Anyway,
I'm on a tangent now. I'm going to tell you this. I found this guy on Spotify this week who his whole thing is people submit like a name to him, like of a loved one or a dog or whatever.
Yeah.
And he literally just records the same track over and over with this person's name in it. And he just sings the person's name over and over again for 1 minute 16. Every single song is the same.
What?
It's so ridiculous. I'm like, there are all sorts of artists out there, man. Crazy.
Jeez, that feels like doing a deep dive on Reddit and finding the most ludicrous, ridiculous posts and forums. It's like like our mate Russ. Let's call it like the armpits of Spotify.
That's so true. Well, the dude's got like, I don't know, a couple 100,000 listeners a month. So he's doing all right.
Fair enough, man. Found a business plan that works.
I did have a good giggle. I was like, what is happening? And you just see it'll be like Maureen, and then it's like a minute 15 or whatever of like just Maureen. And you're like, oh my gosh.
that sounds ridiculous. I didn't even know how. That's like really selling us all out. I feel like
that dude's won the lottery and he's just doing something else with his time.
Yeah, he's the guy. If you want your name in a song, go to that guy.
Okay.
Back to Cottonwood. So before I knew what the song was about, because that puts the whole song into perspective and makes loads of sense. But I was trying to figure out by using like lyric clues, and it didn't help me because I still had no idea what it was about. But I mean, okay, I thought it was about losing someone that was close to him. Like that seemed pretty clear. But then a lot of the lyrics. Where was it? There's a particular line. Oh, the chorus. It says, "I look back through time, through a telescope. I've been catching my reflection already looking." And I just thought it was like a whole Back to the Future moment, and like breaking the fourth wall on himself, where he's like looking back through a telescope, but he's already seeing himself look forward. And like it's almost like a future nostalgia thing, like already missing his grandfather before he's even passed away or something. I'm like heavily reading into that lyric, but that's sort of what I imagined. That was like the picture that I saw, like listening to the lyrics. So I listen to loads of audiobooks and podcasts at my place of work. So my visual imagination is always like firing at these things. So when I hear the lyrics,
that's cool.
I'm just like making pictures. I mean, I suppose it's the same for everyone, really. But that's the image I got, was him looking back in time through a telescope, but then already seeing himself missing his grandfather by looking forward into the future, where he is currently. It's just like a mad, like full circle, breaking the fourth wall on himself.
Sure, that's
situation.
Cool. Wow, that's trippy, man. Like just thinking about that, actually, like you're kind of looking back to look to the future because you're looking at your past, and you know that past is going to bring you into this current moment. Does that make sense? So you're looking back at your grandfather.
Yes.
And without him, you don't exist. Right?
Oh, wow. How far back are you looking?
Depends what telescope you're using, but
that's true. Yeah. If it's a ×5 or a ×6.
But okay, so think about your grandfather going back to like. So I'm thinking about my grandfather now, like when he was in the war, right?
Right.
So before he married my grandmother, but if I had to meet him back then, it's wild to think that he's going to get through a war, live a whole life, have me, have my mom, and then subsequently, then I exist, which I think is that's such a cool image though, to look back in time through a telescope and then catch your reflection. I think it's cool.
Oh, are you reading reflection as like the resemblance of his grandfather having to him? Oh, that's even more mad. Okay, I thought he was
okay,
looking
good.
at like,
my tangent wasn't worth nothing. Okay, good.
No, it made sense. When I see my reflection already looking, I thought it's almost like looking in a mirror. You seeing yourself. So I thought Tyler was seeing himself in the past, having his grandfather, but his past reflection of himself, being himself, is looking at his future self, who's currently looking at the past. There's a whole lot of back and forth going here.
We'll include a diagram below in the show notes.
In the show notes, there'll be a fully fleshed out Excel spreadsheet just explaining the minutiae of the details.
Great word.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So when I've been catching up with some Family Guy lately, and it was the episode where Peter Griffin finds a treasure map from like a local restaurant or something, and it's like the original Pawtucket person who found Quahog. And there's like treasure, you say? And then anyway, they trying to like suss out what these clues mean. It's like a whole trail of clues that they find. And then it's like face the circle in the square, and Brian is like repeating it. Face face the circle in the square, like miming every word that he's saying. And Stewie's like, you've got to stop doing this. Face the circle in the square. Face the circle in the square.
I haven't watched Family Guy in so long.
Oh, it's so good. It's just like
need to
pure
do that.
escapism and just empty mind. Just laugh at whatever comes out. It's good stuff. Cool. So from Cottonwood, losing grandfathers to Family Guy.
Not to diminish the song at all, but
One Way.
okay. So we're on to One Way.
Yes.
Let's do
Let's
it.
pull up these lyrics. One Way. Oh gosh, I got to think about the music now. How did this one go again? Let me just play it on my.
This is for me. I love the outro of this with Josh's voicemail.
Oh yes. Oh,
Hey,
yes,
Josh,
yeah,
call me back. I'm not opposed to. Oh, it's so
One
good.
Way going into days like Dormant, but
So good.
yes, there we go. I just played like 1 second of the song, and I've got it in my head now.
Cool.
Yeah, I said the song. Yeah, another throwback to Garbage, but the song is like it's like laid back, really easy beat and feel, much like Garbage. And it says, "I wanted to fly," and it's like you just like imagine Tyler like floating on a cloud. And the song's not about just floating on clouds, but as soon as the song starts, you're just like, oh yeah, I'm Goku on his like little cloud. Oh gosh, this is gonna annoy so many Dragon Ball Z fans. I can't remember what that cloud is called. Not the Nimbus 2000. That was Harry Potter.
We're literally just covering every cultural moment in the last like 20
Every
years.
cloud reference I can think of.
We've hit Family Guy, we've hit Dragon Ball Z, we've hit Harry Potter.
All we're missing is another Lord of the Rings reference in this episode.
I'm just imagining Tyler on the Nimbus 2000 scoring for Hufflepuff.
I wanted to fly. But they say systems coming in and Demental.
It's so good. Oh, man.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so leaning back into the whole DEMA side of things, and if
Yes.
just a really quick recap. Last week we sort of fleshed out a little bit more about how Blurry Face, actually some elements of Vessel, the second album of 21 Pilots, into Blurry Face, and then Trench, Scale and Icy, Clancy, Breach. Those are like each like subsequent 21 Pilots album is like another chapter in this like whole fantasy saga that Tyler Joseph has been like writing and fleshing out through songwriting and stuff, and it's really really cool and fascinating. And if you watch the video linked in the first episode, it almost Bandito Ugly Rat, he like chops up the music videos almost as like a narrative story. It's like a movie in and of itself.
It's really helpful, that, to be fair.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
gives you a
Did
really
you watch
good
it?
sort of lay of the land of where everything is.
Did you give it a watch?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
was
really,
brilliant.
really cool. And it made so much more sense with like how the contract ties into everything at the end. But so anyway, so having that whole picture in mind, because like not every song on this album links back to that fantasy sort of world that Tyler's created. But again, I'm not sure if the song is entirely linked to that, because none of the lyrics like overtly talk about that. But I kind of got that impression. Like I could easily picture Tyler on the top of the tower, getting to Nico, and like this is the song. This is like the soundtrack to that scene. They say systems coming in. The chances are high that this is a one way. am I dreaming? If it's so, can I take it back to who I was before? If it's no, then all my dreams have not been interesting in a while. And that line is curious as well. Did you have any idea or an inkling about what that was referring to? But the whole dreams not being interesting side.
No, because I wasn't thinking of it from a DEMA sort of standpoint.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of it more as in like he's wrestling with the whole, again, like the mental health side of it. Like he's going, okay, like I want to fly, like I just want to be free. I want to do what I want to do. But like the anxiety, the depression, all that stuff comes in and clouds him in and stops him from actually going out and being free and living his life and doing all the things he wants to do, being creative, blah, 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 all the rest. So that's kind of where I was sort of looking at it from that context.
Yeah.
But it's interesting now that you've said from the DEMA point of view, because now I'm rereading the lyrics with DEMA in the forefront of my mind.
You know,
I can definitely see where how that can tie into the storyline and Clancy and the bishops and everything. Yeah.
And like even the bridge, it says, me and my scene just ain't gelling. Someone next to me keeps yelling, oh, why am I still walking? Something must be wrong here. I just don't belong here. But I don't think it's a zero-sum equation. Like I don't think it has to be one or the other, because really the whole DEMA and Bishop's analogy or like allegory is kind of like it's like an embodiment or like characterization of his depression and mental health and the support structure that like pulls him out of that, but he keeps slipping back into that whole thing. So like in the middle of in the Trench album, those music videos where Nico catches him on the horse and he fails at leg day and then falls over. And it's an analogous of him falling into habits of poor mental health and like not using effective coping mechanisms and leaning on his support structure that helps him to stay away from that. So I think it could very easily be one and the same thing. And like any song that's about DEMA, you could read those meanings and parallels into that song to like show like a reflection of his experience in his life.
Yeah, because I think the Bandidos are exactly that. I think it is very much tied to mental health and that kind of thing. You know, I think it's basically just a metaphor essentially for mental health. I think it's, if you think even like when the Bandidos save him, take him out of DEMA, they go rescue him, get him out. Like if you think back to the Levitate music video, and then everything's like sort of calm and he's sitting around the campfire, and then the next thing you see Nico's hands around his neck and they like pull him away. Yeah, and I think that's another sort of metaphor for like anxiety and stress and all that kind of stuff just creeping up on you, and you don't see it coming, and the next thing it just grabs you and pulls you back out of that place of comfort and where you feel like, okay, finally I'm getting away from this stuff and I'm back on my feet. So yeah, I think the two kind of work, they kind of just intertwine constantly, I think. And he's very clever in how he doesn't just talk about it straight. Like it's not, you know, like you said, it's not on the nose. It's very much, okay, we can unpack this and there's varying levels to this. It's not going to just be, and even to that point going like, well, it's not only about mental health. Now we've got this whole storyline to unpack as well.
Yeah.
So it's, like you say, multi-layered and nice and like interesting to unpack.
And another breaking the fourth wall take over here. But what if like creating this whole world helps him deal with the mental health? Creating the whole world about his mental health helps him deal with is like a coping mechanism in and of itself.
Absolutely.
Just
100%.
And then I thought the outro was just so deep. It was like, hey, it's Josh. Call me back. I'm not opposed to doing one way going into days like Dormant, but it just feels like quite a vibe change. And That's just, I love things like that. It's so funny how, like, I wonder if Josh even knew that voice note was going to be in the album, and the entire just like took the piss out of it.
I love about these dudes is like, it's just, they're like these multi-million, multi-platinum selling like rock stars. And they just like do whatever they want. It's rad. Like they just put a voice note or like a voicemail in a like #1 album. Like it's awesome.
Yeah.
Flip and just do what you want, man. It's great. So Days
Talking
like
about doing.
Yeah.
No. You go.
No, I was gonna segue into Days Like Dormant from that.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, talk about doing anything you want. Listening, I think it's been like this last year, maybe like 2025. I don't know if I listened to it in 2024 as well. But Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die album, which is just absolutely mind-blowing hip-hop album. There are some so like skits. You know how hip-hop albums always have like skits that tell stories throughout the album. Yeah. And sorry, this is a complete tangent, but hip hop is such a fascinating genre because there's I'm a white dude and I grew up listening to typical like rock music and white dude associated stuff. And I don't know where I was going with this. My mind just blanked. But okay, yeah. So you have an impression, like an sort of an unvalidated bias or idea of what hip hop is like, and like other cultural sort of like music is like, or like music cultures and genres and things, and the cultures associated with particular genres. But having gotten into more hip hop in the last like 2 or 3 years, it's just been crazy how like so many like particularly good hip hop artists, because there are loads, just like any other like rock music and jazz and stuff, they're like artists that just aren't that great. And then you have the real like stellar artists. And so many of them do concept albums. And that's like the norm. So an album will be a story or a theme in and of itself. And then all the skits in between just add to that narrative, which is just really, really cool. Sorry, it's a complete tangent. I'm just like how awesome I think like hip hop and rap is, having like gotten into it. But the Notorious B.I.G. one, there's some some skits things that are quite questionable. not for under 18 podcasting.
we can put an 18 rated on that one.
Yeah. It's we can talk about it afterwards, but it's it's questionable. Anyway, sorry. So back onto actually what we meant to talk about.
Well, actually, that kind of does tie in because, I mean, there's huge hip hop influence on 21 Pilots. I mean, that's undeniable. There's, you know, groove wise, just I think what they do so well, and I've always said this, rapping. The thing with them that I dig is like on paper, this band should not work. Like if you describe them to somebody, it doesn't make any sense. Like they shouldn't be a band that's got like billions, literally billions of streams. Like it just doesn't make any sense. And I think what you were saying there about Notorious B.I.G. and the whole hip hop culture and like having a storyline and having a concept album, I think that's exactly what 21 Pilots have done. They've drawn on that, right? There's this concept. But then you can start to see how these influences start to like creep in and like, you know, and I'm thinking, yes, this whole black and red thing is so cool and blah, blah, and these like really interesting album covers and blah, blah, blah. And then this week they played at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction for White Stripes. And then I did a deep dive this week on some White Stripes stuff because I haven't listened to them in forever.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, it's so cool because you can see the influence there on 21 Pilots because everything was so themed and so theatrical with White Stripes.
Oh, that's mad. I've never actually made that connection. Yeah.
And White Stripes, everything was black, red, and white. Like there was on every album, it was just this constant theme throughout.
Yeah.
But then what's great is like because they were from Detroit, and Detroit's obviously got like a massive history in like hip hop culture. You know, immediately you think Eminem, you think all that stuff, but it runs deep, right? And there's blues too. There's like a whole history of blues and stuff there, and then you just hear it in the White Stripes, and it was just so cool. And there's like this, and the thing I love about hip hop is the grit and the like. It's just raw, and there's energy, and there's that vibe, and I love how these bands as well, like maybe not White Stripes, but they pick up that grit, they pick up that energy, and they take it, right, and then they put it into that form of music where it's like bluesy rock. But then you get a band like 21 Pilots that comes along, and they basically fuse all of that together. Okay, they don't maybe have the blues element, but now they've got like the hip hop element, and they've got this thematic thing going on, and it's like it's just worlds collide all over the place, you know.
Yeah.
And then actually at that same, I'm just thinking off the top of my head here quickly, but that at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as well, Outkast were inducted as well. But Outkast were amazing because like they also had these concept albums, like you say, but then it wasn't this like hard, gritty like hip hop. It was like this almost like rocky hip hop. It was really cool, you know. Some of their earlier stuff maybe a bit more gritty, but definitely like the later stuff definitely had these rock elements and like band like elements, you know.
Stankonia with I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Exactly,
like, that album, it's pretty, I'd say that's like pretty more like gritty hip hop stuff. But then afterwards, because I think Hey came out after that, but that's kind of like a standalone song, even like in and of itself, because it's
that double album, man. They did. Hold on, I'm gonna pull that up. They did. I'm sure you've listened to this, but Big Boy and what's his name? I can't think of his name now. This is ridiculous. Andre 3000. They went off and I'm going on a whole other tangent here, but when was it? 2003. I've just looked it up. So it was the album after Stankonia, Speakerbox, The Love Below.
Yes, that's right.
They went off and they both recorded the album separately from, if memory serves me correctly. They like did an album each, and then they put it together and created a double album, which was like genre defining. It was crazy. It was such a huge album, and that had everything on it. That had what were the big ones on that one now? Roses, Hey Ya. Dude, they had so. I'm just trying to look through the thing quickly here, but anyway, that album. Go give that a listen, listeners. Go listen to that album. Bonkers, amazing.
I need to get back to that one,
dude. Like they're each so. So Speakerbox has 19 tracks, and Love Below has 21.
Oh, that's mad.
And we're talking proper length here. Like each track, like some of the tracks are like 5.5 minutes, 6 minutes. Like, so
yeah, that's mad. That's
proper songs, man.
I think historically, I think I've always kind of been put off by ridiculously long albums because it feels like when I see an album that long, without having looked at it, I get the impression that it feels like a compilation or like a bunch of unreleased tracks that they've just thrown together into something, you know.
Right.
And immediately I've like lowered it in my mind of like priority to listen to, or that's like interesting to listen to. Where if I see a track that's like 11, or an album that's like typically like 11 or 12 songs long, or like 14 or 15, it seems more concise and to the point, but not taking away from what they've done. Like I'll go have a listen to it, because I didn't realize that element. That was the same album that are each recording album. They all put it together.
I think, I mean, I'm speaking from memory here, so I could be completely wrong, and I could be stuffing this up completely, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
pretty sure that's what they did, and that's what made it so iconic, because they were like, they had made their other albums together, obviously, and they were this duo, and then they decided to go off and like do their own thing, and then they came back, and it was just this like mega album, like double album.
Jeez, yeah.
Which is awesome. Like, it's just so cool.
Well, if any of our listeners know the right answer, they are very welcome to
comment below.
and
Definitely
leave a review and tell us the
like,
right
Kyle,
answer.
You are so wrong, brother.
You can email us. You can send us a telegram or a messenger pigeon. All of the above.
Or as Mike said in the last episode, email us. I don't know who emails anymore.
I listen to podcasts that have like middle-aged to older hosts, and email is a favored avenue of communication.
PO Box 525. Oh man, that's so good. Okay, we are on to
Days Like Dormant.
Let's go.
How many tracks have we got? We got only 4 tracks left, because there's Drag Path as well.
There's what?
Drag Path. Have you not heard Drag Path?
Drag Path, no.
That's from the Digital Remains version. The one I sent you all the images from.
Yes.
So there's
cool.
a 15th track on that album, which is really cool as well. I've not made like loads and loads of notes, but I'll read the lyrics out and then we can like.
Why
just
have I
figure it
only
out
got
together.
13 tracks? That's weird. Okay, cool. So Days Like Dormant. Let's go.
Do you want to kick this one off?
Yeah, it's pretty simple for me. This is one that I have zero idea.
Okay.
I'd like, I don't know. I've listened to the lyrics a bunch. The music's great. This is another one where I haven't given it like the most attention. Like I've looked at the lyrics. I don't really get it. It's not like a standout track for me, to be honest. It's cool. It vibes, but it's not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what else to say.
Okay, so I was listening to this after I fed my daughter this evening. I was washing up some dishes. I had my phone cycling through these last few tracks just to get them in my head. And sorry, I need to cough. While this one was playing, all of a sudden something clicked. And this goes back to what I was saying about Tyler singing in different voices.
Okay.
So bear with me while I read these verses. And I don't know exactly who these... I'm going to assume I know who's saying each thing. So let's say Tyler's singing the verse.
Okay.
He says, "You say I should chase it. I'll never say no. Too narrow, too tight. Too narrow and too tight. Somewhere you can't follow. But you say with your face something else altogether." And Jenna, for instance, his wife, she's saying with her face, "My days lie dormant, because I just can't afford it to waste time in a city where no one knows my name. My days lie dormant. I just can't afford it. To waste time in a place where you're not. Don't make me waste my love. It's everything I've got." And then Tyler says, "You say, don't worry about me though. It looks so much warmer there." So like Jenna saying, "Don't worry about me though. It looks so much warmer there." And then Tyler should try Topo Chico and get some more sun. But you say with your face something else altogether. So like Jenna's body language is giving out a different impression. Where she's saying, "My days lie dormant. I just can't afford it to waste time in a city where no one knows your name." So it's like, it's almost, so it feels like the song
Almost
we're
like
talking about
they like
from Clancy.
Do you feel like it's almost like again, I wasn't thinking of it from like a personal standpoint. Now I was thinking the DEMA side of stuff.
Interesting.
So that maybe it's to do with them now traveling separately, because since having kids, she can't just go out on tour with him. And it's like more of like a long distance thing. Right now they're having to deal with like the distance and talking to each other just via FaceTime. And
so it's
not reading each other's body language correctly and that kind of thing.
Yeah, so it feels like it feels like so I'm totally reading into this. I'm just like projecting the heck
Absolutely.
from my ignorance. But it's like Tyler's got all these opportunities to go and do things when they've got a whole family of 5. And Jen is saying, no, go do it. These are all good things. You should chase it, for instance, in the first verse. But really her body language is saying like, my days lie dormant. Like Jen is just at home, just being a default parent, which is rough for 3 girls. And
2 girls and a boy.
2 girls and a boy. Oh, well.
Still 3 kids.
Still 3 kids. That makes, doesn't make it any different. Or any less hard or easy. But it's like Jenna can't afford to spend time in a city or to be, to waste time. Away with Tyler. So I don't think like all the lyrics match that theory like perfectly, but
that's a pretty good guess, because I had zero idea, man. I was struggling with this one loads as well. I had no clue until it's like about an hour and a half ago. I was like, oh snap. Yeah.
So what did you read into like DEMA things? How did you read this? Or how did you read DEMA into these lyrics? What is your idea about that?
So the DEMA thing for me, maybe not so much in the verses, but that chorus is my days lie dormant because I just can't afford it to waste time in a city where no one knows my name. Although now as I'm reading it, everyone knows his name because he's Clancy, right? Like he's like the famous dude for trying to break out and get out. But in terms of it, I just thought like days lie dormant, like there's just nothing going on in DEMA. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to see. It's you're wasting your life, you're wasting your time because everything's so tightly controlled. Everything's so, like even that line, don't make me waste my love. It's everything I've got. Like it's just everything you have, your love, your passion, your whatever is everything's just being wasted in this city that is just basically sucking life out of you because there's nowhere to go. But then, like now who he's talking to, and then the Topo Chico, like that, that takes us.
Look up what that is.
I think it's a drink.
Oh yeah. I mean, it sounds like some sort of drink thing. Okay, like Labadoozy.
I feel like this is some. Topo Chico is a brand of sparkling mineral water and hard seltzer, bottled at the source in Monterrey, Mexico since 1895.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
They are not a sponsor of this show, so just want to clarify. But yes, so that takes us out of that takes us completely out of DEMA. So,
true. Unless the Neds.
So my theory just crashed and burned hard right there. So forget everything I just said. Let's move on to the next track.
No, I mean,
Tyler, be more on the nose. Come on. Gosh.
Just
stop writing good songs.
A little bit more Tay-Tay.
Actually, can we go back? What did said family member say to you about my comment on Tay-Tay?
Oh, just because, just the general, not holding Tay-Tay in high esteem.
Okay.
Just like, how could you not? That was the general vibe.
Fair.
And I'm ready and willing to articulate quite clearly why not, but.
Listen, let me clarify on that so your family member doesn't get too offended. I do respect her as an artist. I respect her, because having us both been in a little bit of the music industry and doing a little bit of touring, nothing like what these people do, like that we're discussing, like 21 Pilots or Tay-Tay. But listen, it's hard work. It's a grind. You have to be on another level. Like to reach that sort of fame and that to play stadiums like that every night, you need to be great at what you do. You need to be talented. I think for me, if I'm being completely honest, with her in particular, I think there's a lot of, I do this and I do that, but there's a team of people behind you that are doing a lot of things, and even down to the songwriting. I think her biggest marketing thing has been like she writes all her songs herself and blah, 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 blah. But they don't. If you go look up the songwriters involved in these things, if you do a bit of homework, you see that, and it's not just her, there's loads of pop artists and other artists that
everyone collaborates.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
There's like 5-6 writers on a song sometimes, and, people sitting in the room. And so that's the one thing I'm like, okay, stop telling everybody that you write songs by yourself. It's it's not true. You've got people like Ryan Tedder and like, and Jack Antonoff and stuff writing your tracks. You're not writing by yourself. Heck, even Bon Iver, man. Bon Iver even wrote stuff with her. So it's like, anyway, so that's I do respect Tay. Very good, but not my vibe, really.
Yeah. Credit where credit's due.
Absolutely.
And I don't feel songwriting is where the credits are mostly due.
No. I mean,
so yeah.
Hell of an artist to do one of the biggest tours in history and then still release an album midway through. That's incredible, to be fair.
Yeah.
So
how I would articulate it is when there have been fewer songwriting credits and mainly just her doing the songwriting.
Yeah.
I found the songwriting was fairly lackluster.
Okay.
And not particularly, in my opinion, not particularly artistic, or something to be admired, or it wasn't a song that was that strongly resonated, but then when there has been a really good song, and I'm happy to acknowledge when there have been some good songs, and on this latest album that she's done, I think there are more good songs than on other albums. There seemed to be a larger writing group, which doesn't discredit her from being a part of the writing team, but I think it's indicative. It kind of shows that some others might make up for fewer songwriting chops, where she might do really well at the performance side of things, or
absolutely.
So
and
trying to be as objective and diplomatic about this, without being super.
Yeah, but I think there's also a space
divisive.
to be really honest about it too, because I don't think a lot of people know. I mean, we've had a small look into this world, and I think people don't realize how some of this stuff works. And like you say, everyone collaborates. Even people like Harry Styles, all these guys, they have 3 or 4 people that write with them. It's not like they're sitting in a room by themselves and smashing out this stuff.
Yeah.
And so I just, I don't know. I can respect those artists, and I can respect that, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to do that job. It's a lot of sacrifice. It's hard work. And it is. It's a grind, man, to do that kind of
commitment, a lot of dedication.
To do that sort of touring and stuff. It's wild. It's so credit where credit is due, but everyone's got their preference. Everyone's got their, preferred sort of music taste. And so,
yeah. She's just not mine.
I love how you're I just, I really want to just be really, I don't want to upset anyone, but she's not mine. She's just not my kind of, my cup of tea, really. I don't. Oh man, it's great.
This is a slight extended tangent, but it's the whole nice culture being I don't just want to be nice because it's nice being nice. I want to be truthful and rather have constructive conversations about things and
Absolutely.
happily disagree with someone, but sharing ideas and like opposing ideas, and like how do you wrestle through that? And that's just part of like being human. I'm getting like slightly existential now, but just being nice for nicety's sake and like for sentiment and stuff, it's just, I feel like it's just a waste of time. So
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's also, like I was saying before, I think it's so good that like we do talk about this stuff, because like I said, people don't realize what actually goes on behind the curtain. There's people probably have never heard of a guy called Max Martin, who is like the biggest songwriter next to Paul McCartney and John Lennon. And he has written for everybody. He's a Swedish guy, and he's written.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know Max Martin?
No, actually, I'm not too familiar with his name.
Dude, he has written like Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, like in the 90s. He basically wrote that stuff, like all those massive hits, right?
Yeah.
And then there's, I think the guy, his name's Shellback. He worked, or it might be his like sort of like pseudonym, but he worked for Max Martin, and he has written like a whole whack of stuff as well. But if you go back to like the Taylor Swift stuff, go back to 1989, if you go through the songwriters on that album, like Ryan Tedder's on there. I mean, Ryan Tedder's he's a big boy. Yeah. He's a beast. Yeah. He's written for everyone. And then Max Martin, like Shake It Off was, if you look at the songwriting credits, it's her, it's Tay-Tay, it's Max Martin. I think Shellback's on that one as well. There's like a whole bunch of them. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think
that was a great track.
Yeah. Ryan Tedder wrote Welcome to New York on that album. He wrote another one on there too. But again, like there, Tay-Tay she'll get a songwriting credit because she'll be in the room with them while they're all writing it. But like, you know what I mean? And I'm sure she contributes, of course. Like she's there and she's contributing and stuff. And I'm using Tay-Tay as the example. I'm picking on her, but
when Nikki brought stuff to us, she would have bones of a song idea, and then the three of us together would flesh it out and turn it into something that like helps Nikki realize her vision for the song and more, because we were adding our the first word that came to mind was genius, but I meant like our personality and our stamp in it,
Absolutely. There's a great podcast called And the Writer Is. It's hosted by a guy called Ross somebody. Anyway, it's fantastic. It's basically he hosts all these different songwriters in like LA and London and wherever, and it's brilliant because it just sheds light on. There's a whole world of songwriters that write for artists, and they openly say like sometimes like there's no other, and this is where you still give credit to the artist where it's due, because it's like I could write a song but not pull it off nearly as well as Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like she has got something. She's got a talent there that like she can harness to use, to pull something out of a song I write, right? For example. So it's interesting to listen to these guys talk about it from that perspective, because again, people don't really realize this is going on. There's these people that write these songs who are managed by record companies who write for people. So it's interesting. It's a whole nother world, but
that's like Sia for ages was just a songwriter, and now she's Sia the pop artist because she's tired of she just wants to do her own stuff. So
well, Ryan Tedder too, man. Ryan Tedder was working for Timbaland when he did that Nelly Furtado album and Justin Timberlake's like Cry Me a River, all that stuff. It's wild, man.
Yeah,
like, and he wasn't famous then. He was just like an engineer in his studio. He was just working, which is crazy.
Mad pipes though. When you saw him and you sense some videos of One Republic, God, I had no idea Ryan Tedder could sing like that.
Oh, dude,
it's just
he's the only
huge
one. Nicola's really funny because she's just like, I hate listening to like singers when they do all those like runs, those whatever. But he does it. And he does it so tastefully that you barely even notice that he's doing like a run like that. Anyway, he was fantastic. And I told you, like, in the middle of their gig, the One Republic gig, he basically just took like 20 minutes and was like, cool, we're just going to play through some of the songs I've written for all these different people over the last like 20 years.
Nice.
Oh, bro, he has written for everyone. Beyonce, Adele, like, you name it, bro. He's written a song for one, like these big pop artists. But anyway, it's, it's really cool. Okay. Shall we?
I bet he keeps a real tally of who he writes for.
Oh, good segue, Mike.
There we go.
Wink, wink.
Yeah. I worked in youth ministry for a few years, and when conversation goes on a bit and like tangents happen, the saying as like the conversation leader was like, rein it in, bring it back.
Wow.
Put all those threads to the middle.
That was a beautiful segue. Okay, so we're gonna tally where we're at. No, that didn't work.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
So,
Okay, your first impressions of this one.
yeah, my first impressions again were like, what the hell is the song about? But in just spending loads of time just listening to it over and over and just trying to sort of hold all the lyrics together and not lose track, because as soon as like a verse is done, you hit a chorus and then the chorus is great and you forget the verse and all that. But trying to keep everything together and in mind. It felt like a sort of like a confessional. From again, I'm viewing this in light of like Tyler and Jenna's relationship, because that's the only context that makes sense for me as like him writing this song. But it's like a confessional between like the realities of relationship dynamics once life gets real and your relationship seems like it needs or like it takes a slight backseat because of like children and jobs and house responsibilities and things. And then you start like, sorry, I'm just reading. You start like holding grudges, even if they're like subconscious, and you're like keeping track of all the things that just really annoy you and irk you, or like you make notes of all these things. And this may be a slight revealing of me and my marriage.
Stop
I guess it goes
Michael.
both ways.
Stop projecting
A little bit. I am Tyler Joseph in the story.
Next week, Mike's therapy session.
But I mean, I feel like even in like when I lived with my mum, like back in the day, because my mum and I for like most of my life living together, and they're just like things that just get on your nerves all the time, but you kind of like brush them under the rug, you like let them go, and it feels like in the chorus says, you want to tally, I've lost the count, you want to love me, I'll let you down, still now, you believe in me somehow. When I replayed in my mind, I see your heartbreak every time. Still now, you believe in me somehow. And it's like always finding ways of letting each other down, but you're in it together, and it's like a two-way thing, you know. So it's like showing each other like the grace of like trying to not annoy the other person, but realizing that like these things are inevitable, and like you've got to find ways to get around it, and you know. Anyway, that was my big projection onto the song. Have you got any significant projections onto the song of your own? Anything about DEMA?
No, actually, nothing to do with DEMA. But I don't know. I'm thinking of it. Again, you've come at it from a totally different point to how I was thinking about it.
That's why I love these chats, because you always bring up stuff that I never think of as well.
I was thinking of it like as his like relationship to God.
Okay. Yeah.
As in like he's
Sorry.
Do you see what I mean?
Initially, yeah. That's yeah.
The thing is, the only line that doesn't really work in that context is you want a tally, because obviously like God's not going to keep a tally of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. And he's like, I lost the count. And then,
Unless that's
like,
God's voice.
But then, that's true. That could be God's voice. And then Tyler then answers, "You want to love me, I'll let you down. Still now you believe in me somehow." Right?
Yeah.
Because God's like just
It could
erasing that thought and going, no, like I'll be here. I'm still going to be here. And then he says, "When I replay it in my mind, I see your heartbreak every time. Still now you believe in me somehow." So it's like returning to, I don't know, some sort of sin or some sort of pattern or habit or, and every time God's just going, "Yeah, I got you. Like, don't worry. Like, I'm going to still be here. I'm still going to love you." I think the lyric that verse 1 that like sort of sent me on that sort of journey of his relationship to God or his faith is just like, "I lost my rank and title. I turned my back on it." And I guess like you could have not a rank and title in God's kingdom, but like you could have like, you have some sort of like sort of stance in that world, in your faith. You called to be like, the child of God. And so if you're in this world of fame and fortune and excess and like stuff's just crazy and you're getting all this attention, that "I lost my rank and title" could be like, I've lost where I am in my relationship with you, God. Like I'm just gonna turn my back on it right now, and I'm just gonna progress. Like he says there, I wanted to progress things. I wanted my soul set free. And then you're chasing all these things that like, even non like religious people will say, like they I remember Jim Carrey said once, like, "I wish everybody could become famous so that they can see it's not going to solve their problems."
Yeah, I remember watching that as well.
You're chasing all this fame and all these things that they say, "Oh, money is the thing," or "the fame is the thing," and it never actually fulfills. It never actually gives you what you're seeking. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that one. Like I feel, but then I get your point of view too. You see, multi-layered.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool to like explore that though. And it's cool that, and this is what I was saying, like last week where I, had a stab at Scaled and Icy, where like, I feel like this is more the 21 Pilots of like Vessel and Blurry Face, where it's like these deep songs that you can really explore and you can kind of, you can have multiple meanings, you can have multiple tangents. Whereas I felt, again, like Scaled and Icy was very like, meh.
Maybe one day we give that album a bit of a redemption arc and see if there's anything in it.
Yeah. We chatted off air about doing stuff that we didn't like.
So
I will.
We could do in like
I'm open to
6, 8, 9 months time or something. It doesn't have to be anytime soon, but if there's ever a lull in new music coming out.
Listen, man, I still, there's still great songs on that album. Like I still think there's some good songs. It just as a whole body of work, I just felt it was like the strongest out of this lineup of these albums, even from Vessel up to Breach. I feel like, it's definitely the weaker one. I feel like,
it's the most, it's the most like out of the box, out of the 21 Pilots box. All the albums are like out the box, but
but again, it like jumps out of the theme of everything else, like everything was this like dark black and red vibe, and then it's just this like color.
But again, I wonder because color is a huge thing across all the albums, apart from Vessel, like the color identity, like the visual identity of the story of DEMA started with Blurry Face with black and red, and then Trench with yellow black.
That's true.
And then Scaled and Icy was like pinks and blues and a little bit of yellow and stuff. And then it was like orange, which is like kind of red and yellow combined for Clancy, and then just red for Breach. So like Scaled and Icy, I wonder if we looked at it and like the whole dragon motif as well, if there's like anything in that tells more of the story of what Scaled and Icy is about. Because Scaled and Icy, that's like an anagram for I am Clancy, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's got to be something in there, like more to dig out about like the cover and the color scheme, because his hair goes pink as well, or blue or something.
Yeah.
In
something
he
like that.
dyed his hair for that whole saga or that whole sort of cycle. So I haven't looked at it with that in mind, but I'm sure there's something in those colors, or we could find something deep down in the dark web of Reddit or Google.
Well, Bandito Ugly Rat, or whatever he was called, that guy explained it really well. Like he explained it. It made more sense watching that, how the whole scale.
When I said it meant nothing, but when some other guy on YouTube says it, it's
well,
there's
I
more
don't know.
weight.
He just made more sense, Michael. I just like the way he brought it across. No,
just like the tone of his voice, his radio voice.
He was really funny, though, to be fair.
He was a funny guy.
He absolutely mislegged it. And so Nico got him back and took him back to DEMA. It was so good. Okay. So that's my my take on Tally.
Yeah.
Now this next track, I'm gonna blow your mind.
I wonder if you will, because I know something about this track as well.
And it's probably the same thing. And I think I've sent you a link about this already.
Maybe. Maybe have, but I also stumbled on it on YouTube. All of a sudden, I was like, intentions backwards. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Exactly.
So yeah, do you want to explain?
So I listened to this track and it was very cool and I like it. Now, the interesting thing, it wasn't, it was one of those tracks I thought, it's a pretty ending to the album and it's a nice song and it's great. And then exactly like you did, I stumbled across this thing online where they were like, and again, this ties into the whole Easter egg thing, because then I was listening to it and I'm like, weirdly, something in the back of my mind was like, this sounds so familiar. On some level, this is like, I've heard this somewhere. Anyway, and again, this is a piece of production genius. So what they've done is they've taken a song called Truce off of Vessel, off the first album.
The last track on Vessel as well.
Yeah, the last track on Vessel. Exactly, good point. And what they've done is they've just basically reversed it. Okay. And then Tyler has just sung new lyrics over the top of it.
Was it the whole track that they reversed, or just the hook?
I think the whole track. Because if you go to that, if it's the same YouTube link, which we'll link below because it's really interesting, you can hear like they include the lyric. Well, they include his voice from Truce. So when it's when it's reversed, you can hear the same like sort of cadences happening in the vocal, but then they've obviously taken the vocal out of that for Breach, for Intentions, and it's just, I don't know why it hit me between the eyes, and I was like, this is amazing. This is so genius to like take a track you've already done, but just literally put it in reverse.
It was like full Stairway to Heaven, like Led Zeppelin, like the whole reverse Stairway to Heaven, and it's like this whole song about like parishioners and something. It's just mad.
Yeah, and I just thought it was so cool, and then to just put these lyrics over the top of it, and it's got the similar feel to Truce. It's got a similar sort of vibe, very chill. And Truce, for people who haven't heard it, is just like a piano ballad, basically. Just rounds off the album of Vessel really, really nicely.
It feels very much like Cottonwood, Truce.
Yes.
Like very chilled, low key, but quite like meaningful.
That's true.
And intentional.
But again, I just love the Easter egg that it's pointing back to those albums. And I mean, to an album that isn't even included in this whole saga, this whole storyline, which is awesome. And
it's not the first one either.
No. And I just think, well, what was the song now? Hold on, I'll tell you now. This was the other one that, Downstairs. You can kind of hear the vocal on Downstairs is, the effect on his vocal is very much reminiscent of Vessel. And the vocals like effects he was using on Vessel. And it's funny because, like I mentioned in the last episode, is that that Downstairs was a track that Josh had on his computer for like 14 years or something stupid. And like it was just a demo that they had, and Josh found it and said to Tyler, like, we need to redo this because this is awesome. Like, we need to actually record this now and like put it out. And then that song has loads of like of the same sorts of production elements and stuff, obviously with a more like current 21 Pilots vibe, but it has loads of those little throwbacks to Vessel. And so these two tracks are a nice little nod to Vessel. While, you know, as we discussed last time, like there's little teasers here and there that point back to Blurry Face and stuff that points back to Trench. And like, so even though they're wrapping up the whole DEMA storyline, it's also nice that they're wrapping up this whole sort of like era of the last 10 or 11 years or whatever it is. Including Vessel, which is awesome. So for real fans and for like, you know, the diehard fans, this is an awesome end to everything.
Yeah.
And your thoughts?
I find it like, again, like I don't actually know what the song, I don't understand what he's saying with the lyrics.
Yeah.
But it does seem poignant that like says, I'm starting it all over again. Did I learn a thing? And then the song is like reversing truce, you know. But then he says, intentions are everything. Intentions will set you free. You will fail most every day and every way. Did you learn a thing? Intentions lack memory. Intentions will set you free. Just try to be.
Nice.
And I'm not like, it feels like each of those statements needs a whole sort of like thesis statements on like what he's meaning with those things, because there's so much, it feels like there's so much behind each of those lines, and he's like packing in loads of experience, loads of emotion behind just one line, like intentions will set you free. Like he must have something really specific that he's writing into that line, like something about his intentions in life or whatever. And then like intentions are everything. Intentions will set you free. Intentions lack memory. Like, what does that mean? Intentions lack memory. I've been trying to get my head around that line, and I just can't. I have no idea. Intentions lack memory. So if you make an intention, are you doing it regardless of the past, or in spite of the past, or like, is it a negative thing that intentions lack memory, or is that a good thing, like goldfish memory, like just forget and move on type thing? Or it's just really intriguing and so thought-provoking.
So,
silently miming the lyrics out there.
No, I'm reading it because, so I went to genius.com and I was reading the bio, and it's interesting.
Oh, I got the cheat notes.
I did. So it's what I said, right, about truce, but what they say at the end here is really interesting. So it says, when reversed, the instrumental ooze and even vocal melody of intentions are revealed to be that of truce. So it says, released in 2013, Truce is the closer of the band's album Vessel, which also happens to have preceded Blurry Face, meaning in a sense that while Truce began 21 Pilots' lore, Intentions closes it, with the former hidden in the latter, which is really interesting.
Whoa,
so
okay.
They're basically saying that Truce is basically the start of the whole DEMA storyline.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because it precedes Blurry Face, so that's the last track before Blurry Face. And then it starts to lead into that storyline. And then now they're using that song in reverse to end the whole saga, right?
Yeah.
But then the lyric now, this is where I was like just thinking, or on the fly. So the whole thing's in reverse, right? And then it says the opening lyric is, "I'm starting it all over once again. Did I learn a thing?" So
Wait, which lyrics are you reading?
so intentions.
Yeah, okay.
So he says, "I am starting it all over once again. Did I learn a thing?" So do you think that's from like the perspective of potentially like a new Clancy going like, I'm starting this whole cycle over again? Because as we saw in the law, like everything, it just keeps restarting. It's just a cycle that like a Clancy will go up, he becomes a bishop, and then a new Clancy sort of comes forward, and then it's just this repetitive cycle. And then, as you pointed to in the contract, all those eyes, those glowing eyes looking at him, are other Clancys, right? In that cycle. Is this making sense?
Yeah.
Because it's
Sorry,
saying,
I'm also reading the truce lyrics to see if there's like any parallels or overlaps in themes and stuff, but it's more of a sort of instruction, like stay alive for me, you will die, but now your life is free, take pride in what is sure to die. And the verse 1 is
now the night is coming.
Now the night is coming to an end, the sun will rise and we will try again. Stay alive for me, you will die, but now your life is free, take pride in what is sure to die. Yeah, that's kind of mad. Like reading Clancy's story into that. It's almost like it's like they're foretelling that whole cycle of day, night, like Clancy's coming and going. And then intention saying, I'm starting it all over once again. Did I learn a thing? So are his intentions lack memory? So if that's like the new Clancy, has he got the same consciousness or like a different consciousness?
Oof.
Intentions will set you free. It's like, did you learn anything? How can you learn something if you don't remember it?
Yeah. So your intentions, wait, what is that like? Intentions lack memory, right? So just because you want to do something doesn't mean that you've learned from your mistakes.
Yeah. Whoa.
Sure.
This is
Mind blowing over here.
This is like, yeah, hardcore graft.
And you know what's really funny? Tyler's probably like, I don't know, it just sounded cool.
Yeah. It's songwriting knobs.
It's like,
Give us these like, just throw random words together, make it sound all poetic, and everyone's like, what's going on? I'm just like, this guy's like my Zen master. I found meaning in life because of these words. I'm like, I don't know what that means.
and he's like, Jenna, what do you think I should put as the next word after lack? She's like, memory.
She's basically just calling him out some things he's done wrong. Intention,
so
memory.
Oh man.
Learning.
Okay. So
So that was a wallop in the
that wraps it up.
mind muscle.
Wow.
Okay,
Good.
so Drag Path, the last track that's
Yes.
not on the normal edition of
Yes.
Breach, but it's on the Digital Remains version, which I think was only available for a limited time, and I bought it.
Cool.
So I've heard the track.
Nice.
And it is a cool track. It's quite like low-key. So I'm just going to read the lyrics. It says, have you got the lyrics there?
No, I can't. I don't have access to it.
Oh, okay. No, you can just, if you go on musicmatch.com,
Oh, okay.
musicsmatch.com, but I can start reading them. It says, when I see the devil's eyes, a current travels down my spine. He found me. Seems as though I've lost again. A story told ad nauseum. He found me. Maybe once or twice or three, he's tried his hand at drowning me, but I'm still on fire. At least I'm pretty sure. When I see the devil's eyes, I look away and smile wide. You found me. 'Cause then I'll know you're also there. 'Cause proof is in the adversary. You found me. And then the chorus is a drag path etched in the surface. As evidence, I left there on purpose. A sad sack laying on the surface. Can you find me? I dug my heels into the gravel as evidence for you to unravel a drag path etched in the surface. Can you find me? Would you please hurry? Would you please hurry is the bridge. So, and the chorus is like, a drag path etched in the surface as evidence. I left there on purpose. So it's kind of, yeah, it's a weird little song.
I was reading the lyrics. That is wow.
It kind of just explains. It seems like it explains the moments in the Trench album. I'm not sure which music video it is, where he's running and leg day fails him and he falls in the water and then
jumpsuit,
and then Nico finds him, and it's like that moment when he sees the devil's eyes, current travels down his spine. He found me. And it's like the moment of being caught, but then the drag path etched in the surface is for Trench, the yellow, like his mates on the outside, to find him, and he left his drag path there on purpose so that he could be tracked down and found. So it's a bit more on the nose, the song. Still like really poetic and just quite impactful with his writing. It's no other.
I feel like just off the top, I just feel like I feel like the song is written from the perspective of the end of Levitate, when he gets pulled away from the fire and he's getting dragged away from the fire.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I don't know why. And then the last lyric, when it says the sun begins to rise, or then the sun begins to rise, we made it through the darkest night. You found me. And I feel like that's the point where he just gets grabbed and then dragged. It's cool imagery, though.
No, I wonder if You Found Me is talking to Trench. It says that then the sun begins to rise. We made it through the darkest night. Because at the end of the second of the chorus before that says a drag path etched in the surface. Can you find me? And the bridge is, can you find me? Can you find me? Can you find me? Can you find me?
And then it's you found me.
You found me.
Oh, okay.
So it's like you found me in the first choruses when, or like, because it's he found me. When I see the devil's eyes, I look away and smile wide. You found me. So I think when he's saying you found me, he's talking to Trench. When he's saying he found me, he's talking about the bishop. Okay. So like so if you want to like bring in the whole analogy of everything, like his mental health is like his like poor mental health, like depression and anxiety and things. Like when I see the devil's eyes, current travels down my spine. He found me is in like his poor mental health. But then the end of the chorus, because then I'll know you're also there. The proof is in the adversaire. You found me. So I suppose it's like
cool.
leaving.
I'm gonna try and find this to listen to it.
You could probably find it on YouTube. I don't know how I could. If we both had Apple Music, I could play it over like FaceTime, and you could hear it along with me, I think. But I'll see you soon anyway, so like we can play it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure I'll be able to find it somewhere. But that sounds cool, man. The lyrics are really, really good.
It is a really cool song. It's really low key, much like it's in like the same vein as like Intentions and Cottonwood. It's really chilled. But it's really cool.
Nice.
Whoa, we made it. She's 3 hours. It's
gonna be over 3 hours on just Breach alone, man. Hour 42.
Yeah, that's mad.
Epic. Okay, so we're leaving DEMA. Where are we going to next, dude?
So this is an album. So full disclosure into like background of how this podcast came about. We had like 3 false recordings trying to get this started. And yeah, one of the albums that we were really enthusiastic about and really keen, like excited to talk about, is an album by an artist that not most people might not have heard of. It's Lyra Lynn, so Alyrynn. And she came out with an album this year called Comic Book Cowboy, which is wonderful.
Absolute banger.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we'll talk about it when we get there. But if you're listening to this episode, and if you think you might listen to the next episode, which I would encourage you to, that's why we do this. Your homework for the week is to listen to that album and get accustomed to who Lyra Lynn is, and even listen to all the stuff, because it's just great. It's worth it.
She is great. Yeah, Mike put me onto Lyra, and she is fantastic. If you've ever seen, what's it called now? What's the series she was in?
True Detective.
True Detective, that's the one. Season 2. She's the girl playing in the dive bar that Vince Vaughn and Colin Farrell go into all the time. Anyway, fantastic musician and a great album that we are very excited to cover. So get your homework in.
Really,
kids.
really cool. Yeah, but also thanks so much for everyone's feedback. It's been hugely encouraging, even just after our first episode.
Thank you for listening. Thanks for the support so far. It has been a wild ride watching our numbers slowly increase. And comment below. Let us know what you guys want to hear, where we can go next after Lyra Lynn. Because we want to know what you guys want to hear. We want to know.
Yeah.
Maybe we've not heard something that will change our lives forever. And that's the point of this podcast, is to expose ourselves to some great music.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, like, Birds is all about us reflecting on music that we bonded over, but it's also us pushing each other and having everyone who's listening, like, push us to discover new things and appreciate new music and expand our musical horizons. Because, that sort of brings joy to my life, finding something new that I really enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else from you, man?
No, I don't think so. I think I've spoken enough.
Cool. I'm going to be dreaming of DEMA right now when I go to bed. It's going to be...
Oh, yeah. Gosh. I don't know. I feel like a late night snack. I don't know what it's going to be, though.
Ooh.
We'll see. Anyway.
Cool.
Anyway.
Until next time.
Chat soon, bro.
Cheers, guys.
See you guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, wait. You can contact us through...
We will get better at this at some point, I swear. Oh my gosh, yes. We are... You can find us on all the socials. So, well, not all of them. We don't do TikTok. That's for the youngsters. We're rocking Instagram. We're up on YouTube, and we're across all the big platforms right now. So you can find us on Apple Music. You can find us on Spotify, and you can find us on Amazon. Apple Podcasts, that's right. Sorry. It's Amazon Music. So we've hit the big 3, which is the important bit. And I'm sure you'll be listening to us on one of those. But spread the word. Tell your friends. Share us on social media. Go give us a follow. All of that stuff helps. Leave us a review on wherever you're listening. That makes a massive difference in us being discovered, and also just getting numbers up, which would be great. For getting this podcast out there. Yeah. Anyway, so for the last time, and thanks now for your time. Have covered everything, I think. Goodbye, good people. Good night. Good night.